How many times must I tell you to leave our school alone?
For what it's worth, the chairman asked me to be
Yeah, but
here.
you're
If I
acting
hear
like he
anything
never
else
asked me
about
to
you,
come here.
anything, I'm going straight to the press. I'm under no obligation to cover for anyone. Oh, and your attire is atrocious. When you show up at a school, at least try to look the part. Now go home.
Like, who do you think you're talking to? You think man won't throw hands? Man can be for ends.
What's going on, people, and welcome back to my channel. I go by the name of Mr. Midas. Now, you could have been anywhere in the world right now, but you are with me, and I appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, wagwan to you. Now, the wonderful people at Sega hooked us up with a copy of Lost Judgement. Yes, we are talking the Yakuza spin-off. And I know some of you don't know too much about this game, so it's alright, I've got you with the list of the top 5 things you need to know before trying it. So let's get straight into this. Lost Judgement is a direct sequel to the incredible Yakuza spin-off, Judgement. Now, once again, you'll be following the adventures of our detective Yagami. Now, even though it is a direct sequel, it adds so much to the world and story. So even if you haven't played the original, yes, you're going to lose that direct connection with the characters, but there's so much more for you to explore. And you can even watch a recap video on YouTube. Number 1, combat. Unlike Yakuza Like a Dragon, Lost Judgement takes us back to the flashy, real-time combat that we love. Now, the main combat is done using the square and triangle buttons on your PlayStation controller, and the circle button will allow you to grab enemies and things around your environment, like dashing a bike in someone's head. Yagami has different combat stances that you'll need for different types of enemy. First, tiger style, you'll use against one enemy, like a strong opponent, a boss, or even the last man standing. I love how flashy the tiger style is and makes you feel hella strong. Crane style gives you them jazzy long range move for a group beatdown. You'll be taking on thugs, Yakuzas and punks on the street, so crane style is the one for getting your Bruce Lee on. Snake style, a whole new one that you can use an opponent's weight against them. Now this is super amazing, especially when you're taking on some school kids. You don't want to beat them up too much, so you can flex using counter style. Number 2, smartphone. You'll be using Yagami's smartphone more than you check socials on your own iPhone, as it has some super useful features. You can access his phone from the menu, and there'll be some super cool apps, but the main ones you're going to be using are Save, which does what it says, save your progress. Now, I'd advise frequently using a save and not just relying on the auto save, just in case you get in a tough jam and you need to go back to a later one. Taxi, where you can travel around the town quickly. Yo, it is a big ass map, and sometimes you want to miss that beef, but it's gonna cost you some yen, of course. The Go Town app. This lists all the cool side missions from shops to arcade and much more. Now you need these because this is going to allow you to gain extra SP that you need for your skills. Number 3, skill tree. As you play Lost Judgement, you will earn skill points, aka SP. Now, SP can be used to upgrade 6 skill trees, from leveling up your character's health, learning new moves to help you during combat, and more. Your skill tree is also accessed from the skill app in your mobile phone. Look, you really need to be unlocking these new moves because it's going to boost Yagami. You're basically getting your RPG elements on, which is going to help you with the more difficult boss fights. Number 4, detective mode. Getting your detective on is super important in Lost Judgement. Unlike Yakuza, Lost Judgement is built on being a detective more than anything. Yes, you're gonna have them impressive beat 'em up street fights, but Yagami will be spending lots of time resolving crimes. You'll be getting your disguise on to fool enemies and infiltrate buildings, trailing enemies to get that all-important picture for your client.
Now.
Sneaking around buildings so not to be seen, climbing, chasing down punks, and you get to use some really cool tech like drones, and it's super cool and super important. Oh, and when you're talking to someone, please listen. These conversations are very, very important to work out what's going on. Number 5, back to school. In Lost Judgement, you'll be getting your persona on and heading to high school. Well, kinda. Yagami has an extremely important case which makes him become a school advisor. This gives you some new dope activities to do rather than just head to the arcade. Now this is really fun because it allows the player to advise students in a range of super fun clubs like boxing, robotics. Yes, you're going to be able to build your favorite robotic, but my favorite, dance class, where you get to take the class to the regionals and show off your super cool moves. You can gain some extra SP, help the students out and become an important part of their future. And that's it. That is the top 5 things you need to know before playing Lost Judgement. But what I need to know is, are you playing that game? Let me know in the comments below. And I've got a really sick competition coming up very soon. So I need to know if you've stayed to the end of the video. So if you have, at the end of your comment, I want you to drop the letter M and M, all right? So the letter M and M in the comments so I can see who's staying to the end of these videos, because we're trying to get the watch time up, we're trying to get monetized, we are trying to blow up the spot. But anyway, thank you so much for staying on this journey with me. I've been Mr. Midas, you've been the MVP, we out of here. Peace.